Tech Talk with Matthew Dickerson. Matthew Dickerson. Tech Talk. Sit back and relax. It's time to talk technology.
It is Tech Talk time with Matt Dickerson. How are you today?
I'm very excited today, Rod. This is the most anticipated tech talk of the year, of course, what I call the 5G for Christmas, the Great Geek Gadget Gift Guide for Christmas.
Well, there's lots for us to choose about. Let's start with Dolphin's Delight.
So this is an idea for people in your life. These are all designed for tech Christmas presents, so people in your life that like a bit of technology. But if you've got someone in your life that you know always puts their glasses down and there's always saying, Rod, where are my glasses? Where have I put my glasses down? I can't find my glasses. Now, we know we've got Bluetooth trackers out there. We've got Bluetooth trackers we use in suitcases and handbags and teddy bears and all sorts of things, but they're just too big to put on a pair of glasses. So you'd have this thing dangling off your glasses that would look a bit awkward. But this Bluetooth tracker was designed specifically for glasses. It uses double-sided tape, sticks to the side of the arm of your glasses, the arm that would go down over your ear, and it does all the normal things a normal Bluetooth tracker would do. So it can put out a sound, it can allow you to find where it is on an app on your phone, it can use other phones to help you find your particular device. So all those standard features you'd expect, but in a device small enough to stick to the side of your glasses. So the next time someone says, where are my glasses? You say, open up your phone and put out a sound and you'll be able to track them down or look on a map on your phone and be able to walk to exactly where those glasses are.
I might need a pair of, or one of those myself. Moving on to the Pyro Mini Fire Shooter.
Now, I do put a warning on this one, of course. I wouldn't buy this one for kids or someone that likes to play with matches, but it does seem like a pretty cool little thing to do around Christmas time. It's designed to allow you to be a bit of a magician, but throw fireballs. It sounds like one of those inventions that you invent just for the sake of having the actual invention. It's a little wrist strap that goes around your wrist and basically looks like a watch, but you wear it so that the main part of it is on the inside of your wrist, so pointing down rather than up like a normal watch would. And then by remote activation, you can have it spurt out a little tiny bit of gas and a trigger, obviously, to set that gas on fire. So you're throwing fireballs. How much fun can that be at Christmas, Rod? And how much danger does that sound like it might be as well? It's small enough you could hide under the sleeve of your shirt. You want to turn up and be the party trickster for the day. I'm not sure how you'd use this in a practical sense. I don't think you'd be able to use it to light fires if that was part of your job, but I'm sure you could use it to impress people.
I think I'd prefer to have my firecrackers back and forgo the Pyro Mini Fire Shooter.
Yeah, they haven't outlawed this one yet, but given the fact that firecrackers are outlawed in most places, maybe it won't be far away and this one will be outlawed as well.
What's going on with IKEA? Star Wars?
If you've got Star Wars fans out there, and who isn't a Star Wars fan, then this is the sort of thing that I think they need hanging in their bedroom. It looks like a globe light at first glance, but of course it's a globe light with a bit of a pattern on it, and it's the pattern of the Death Star from Star Wars. Now, you look at that and you think, oh, that's interesting. They've created a globe light there. Big deal, not that tricky. But then you can hit a button and the Death Star explodes. So it doesn't explode completely, it doesn't shatter across your bedroom, but it goes through the process of opening up as if it was exploding. So you want a bit more light in your room, you do the Death Star in exploded mode. You want a bit less light and you do the Death Star in normal mode where it goes back down to a globe shape. It's one of those things that you have if you're a real Star Wars fan and you've got just about everything else Star Wars related. This is the extra thing you might need for those fans.
And what is the E-Tape 16?
This is a great combination, Rod, of old traditional with new modern. Tape measures have been around for a long time. And I'm talking about a good old-fashioned tape measure. You pull out the yellow strip of thin metal, you measure a distance between 2 points, and that's it, job done. But there was a person in America who was really struggling between the imperial and the metric measurements. Always had trouble trying to work out what the metric measurements on there were because he'd grown up with imperial measurements at school. So he invented a tape measure that you pull out like a normal tape measure a distance, but whatever distance you measure, it then gives you the digital equivalent of that on the screen. You can have that equivalent in metric or imperial. In this particular case, he wanted it in metric because he couldn't work out the metric measurements. So you've got this metric measurement on there, which is great. So you're not trying to read the tape measure. Is that 57.5, 58? I can't quite work it out. This one will give you the accurate measurement. But then a common reason that the home handyman's measuring things out is because obviously they want to be able to measure things out to hang something on the wall. Then you've got to work out what's the halfway point. You make a mistake in your calculation. Suddenly you're hanging that painting and it's not right in the middle of that section of the wall. So when this gives you a measurement, it can automatically give you the halfway point of that measurement as well. So you don't have to worry about mucking around trying to do the calculation yourself. That sounds great. The other thing that I like about it is it gives you the ability to keep in memory the last 3 measurements. So you're sitting down, you're about to do it, and what was that measurement again? I can't quite remember. I've got it in memory here. So you can look back at the last 3 measurements. It's a good modern take on a good old-fashioned tape measure.
Wonderful. This is Tech Talk with Matthew Dickerson with the Great Geek Gadget Gift Guide. And we're introducing the ASG Astonishingly Accurate Laser Keyboard with Bluetooth.
I do travel with a spare keyboard, right? I do find sometimes when I'm sitting down in a motel for a long period of time, the keyboard on my notebook just doesn't quite cut it. So I do carry a spare keyboard, but it's a bit clumsy. I've tried roll-up keyboards. They're not that good. So I just carry a Bluetooth keyboard with me. But this is the device that I need to be carrying with me. Hopefully my children are listening to this segment because this would be the perfect present for me. It's a little device that looks like about half the size of a pack of cigarettes when it stands up on the desk. You actually turn it on and it projects a keyboard onto the desk in front of you, and then you type on that keyboard on the desk. It's accurate enough to pick up your key movements or your finger movements on the keys on the desk. So it's just like typing on a normal keyboard. You type away on there and it's connected back to your computer via Bluetooth. So for all intents and purposes, it's a keyboard. But then when you turn it off, it's something that's small, as I said, half the pack of the size of cigarettes, and you throw that in your backpack and away you go. So you've got that keyboard, much better than a fold-up keyboard. It projects that onto the desk. Keep in mind 2 minor things. It's got to have a flat surface to work on, so not really that handy if you're on a bus or on a plane, for example, trying to work away on a keyboard. And it does need an opaque surface. So sometimes when you come to a motel, you've got a glass desk, and that doesn't work on that type of desk, so you need an opaque surface. With those 2 minor problems, I think this sounds like a great idea.
It certainly does. If people want to find out more about the 5G for Christmas, where do they go?
Tune into whatever your favourite podcast app is. Every week, every Monday morning at 9 o'clock, there's a new episode of Tech Talk with Matthew Dickerson, where we have about 45 minutes of tech discussions. Myself and my co-host talk about a whole range of tech things for 45 minutes.
Have yourself a good week. We'll catch up next.
Thanks, Rod.